This video is going to look at isolating scenes or particular geometry. And the reason you might do this is when you're up to that final stage and ready to render, you want to get an idea of how light and textures are working in your scene. And when you do that, you don't need to include everything. It's only what's relevant to that scene. For example, so if I go to camera 1 here, we can see from this particular camera angle what geometry is going to be seen. Whereas this building over the back, there's no point including that in the render because it's just going to take up unnecessary computing power. So in order to isolate those things that we want, I'm going to hold down Control and just select everything that's relevant. So I'm going to also select the ground plane as well as the daylight system. So I'm going to come over here and click on the sun. And then if I just get out of this camera angle, you can see at the moment, so this isn't highlighted, but pretty much everything else is, and everything that's in this scene. What I'm going to do now, once everything is highlighted, just hold down Alt and push Q, and then that's going to isolate and get rid of everything that's not selected at that time. So if I go back to perspective, you can see that that building has gone. So we go back to this camera angle. Now I can go to the interactive production render, get an idea of how the light and the textures are working in that scene. If you get to this point, you've isolated your geometry and you see that this is black, it's probably because you forgot to isolate the sun or your daylight system within that as well. So what you can do when you want to end that, you just right click and end isolate, and that's going to take you back to your normal scene.